Hello everybody, how are you doing? How are you? Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. It is just past 7:30 on a Thursday evening. We are tracking some big storms tonight. And those storms are producing quite a bit of weather as expected. We've had some thunderstorm warnings. We've had some hail. We've had some heavy rain, a ground stop at MCO, and including some damaging wind gusts. So we will look at what's going on now. I want to get you right over to the graphics, and I'll show you the current airport delays, because this has probably been the big story at least the last hour. It's still a ground stop at MCO. Now, there are flights that are landing, but all inbound flights are still being held at their origin until 7:15. So if you have family or friends coming into Orlando tonight, initially there was a ground stop issued until 7:15. Now that ground stop is until 7:45. So there are flights that were in holding patterns over Gainesville airspace and Fort Lauderdale airspace. Some of those are now being let in to land, but all flights that hadn't taken off yet are still being held at their global destinations, including international flights, until 7:45. So a lot of delays tonight at MCO. We still have storms that are going to continue here for the next little while. There's the view from Lake Mary, where there's a new thunderstorm developing. We've got the corporate 5K tonight in downtown Orlando. There's actually another thunderstorm that's going to impact that area over the next, let's say, 45 minutes to an hour. So here's some of the peak wind gusts that were recorded so far today. 55 miles an hour in Oak Hill in Volusia County. We had 45 at the Kennedy Space Center. 41 mile an hour gusts so far in Apopka, 38 at Orlando International Airport, and 28 in Lake Mary. So a pretty significant wind gust today, 55 miles an hour in the Oak Hill area. We've had some quarter-sized hail. That quarter-sized hail was recorded in Apopka. We also had some quarter-sized hail recorded in Volusia County, and an unconfirmed report of ping-pong ball-sized hail. So far, the impact day has verified, in my opinion. We've had the storms, we've had several severe warnings, and we're still tracking some storms out there. So let me show you the current radar. Hope you've had a great day. We're on Fox Local. We're on our Facebook page and YouTube. So here's the radar right now. A couple of things. First, we're tracking this area here. Let me move the camera up just a wee bit. There you go. We're tracking this area. I'm going to highlight for storms for this evening. So if you're outside of the circled area, let's say you're in Gainesville, Ocala, the Villages, Clearmont, all of these areas are not going to see anything the rest of the night. So we had this initial wave here that went through, and now we're getting a secondary wave, interestingly. I wasn't sure if this would actually pop, but it is. And this wave is going to track right on the heels of the first one, and this could also turn severe, producing some hail and pockets of damaging winds. Now, the reason why the hail threat is elevated today is because the freezing level, where the air is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, is actually pretty low for Florida standards, and it's going to get lower tomorrow and Saturday. So the favorability for the atmosphere to produce hail will actually get better over the next couple of days. So we're on Facebook, we're on our YouTube channel. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to try to get some of our comments on here. I would love to hear what you guys are wondering and what you're thinking about. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, let me pull up our comments. Hello, whoever's on YouTube. There's one of y'all on there. I see you. Like, comment, shout out. There's about 19 of you watching. Hello, 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 hello. So let's get back to some tracking. So there's the storms right now. Nothing severe. Let's zoom into, we'll start in the southern part of this. Big storm over Oakland and Ocoee. Big storm here going towards Orla Vista and Pine Hills. The corporate 5K, I sure hope nobody gets struck by lightning. I sure hope there's somebody involved that's following the weather, because this is a prime example. There was just a cloud-to-ground bolt out ahead of this thunderstorm. You see this bolt right here, right in downtown. I hope nobody got struck by that bolt of lightning. I really do, because that's the danger of these things. Checking our comments. We don't have a lot yet. Let me know where you're watching from. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and our Fox Local platform. So it's about to downpour again in downtown. Up by the Maitland area in Eatonville, some heavier rain coming into Maitland, a lot of lightning, maybe some small hail coming into Eatonville the next few minutes. Further to the north, we've got a thunderstorm developing right over Fox 35, and maybe some decent hail just to the west of Fox 35, actually. We'll keep an eye on that. This actually could be a decent little pocket of hail there. This is about 2 miles west of Fox 35 on the Heathrow and Markham Wood side of Lake Mary. Actually, let me see where our Laurel Blanchard is. Oh, she's back. I was going to say, I was wondering if she's still out there. You can see it appears as if the Thunder Truck has returned home. So unfortunately, we don't have any more pictures from out and about, but we'll hear from her a little bit later. What's up, Orlando? Shayla Road, Pine Hills, raining hard, Ramonita, Rosado. I see that. It's going to, Pine Hills area, yeah, it's just raining hard and some lightning and thunder. It doesn't look like anything severe for Pine Hills. Lufton, South Carolina, Rita, how are you? Chris Green, 95, what's up? Alice Blanco, we had hail and Winter Haven, but it melted quickly. Yeah, that sounds about right. Orlando, Shader Road, Denon Seabrooks. Hello, how are you doing? Alice Blanco, I see your comment there. So right over Lake Jessup, we're seeing some tropical downpours. Wherever you see pink on the radar here, we turn off the lightning. Wherever you see pink, that's where there could be hail. Could be some small hail here, could be some small hail here, and we'll turn on the hail product, and you can see it's a little bit behind, but it correlates with where there could be some small hail, and at least the radar, it's not quite lined up correctly, but the radar thinks there could be some small hail right over Lake Mary right now, which, if it was, I think we would have heard it on the building by now. Yeah, I don't hear anything on the roof, because you see our station right there, Fox 35. We definitely would have heard that if there was hail here. A couple areas of hail near Lockhart, but some bigger hail up here over Lake Monroe, going to Osteen in Kalamazoo and Bowdoin in Osteen. Up here by Edgewater, this area has gotten a lot of hail the last several minutes and tonight, and there could be some more hail there. Put this to the DMA view, and we'll look at the hail trackers. So wherever you see these little pinks of purple, there could be some small hail. The greatest hail signature right now appears to be in actually Lake Mary, interestingly enough. Let's see what the radar is saying. Now, this is not everywhere in this color seeing it, but the radar thinks there could be some hail somewhere in Lake Mary off of Ronald Reagan Boulevard or Greenway Boulevard. So if you're in that area, let me know. In terms of shear, thankfully there's no rotation in there right now. Not seeing any areas of spin, which is good news. No tornadic potential for the time being. That's some good news. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. There is a special weather statement in effect for Orange and Seminole counties. That means this is a strong but sub-severe storm that we are tracking. Lake Mary is super gloomy, Rachel. I hear you. It was gloomy last night. I went to grab dinner down the road in Lake Mary, new barbecue place. It was good, but it was dark, really dark last night. In fact, I'll show you the 3-box here. I got a yellow triple box. That's from Port Canaveral. Let me show you some cameras. Let's go on a little tour. It's from our tower camera. Damn, it's raining pretty good. It is raining pretty good. Let's go to the radar camera. Let me pull up some cams for you. So this is from the Bithlo area. You can see some low-hanging clouds there, looking a little ominous. It will rain there again. Now, from the iDrive camera, I believe we've got what was a roll cloud right in the foreground here. A detached, scary-looking cloud. You can see that there. Decent view there. Greetings from... Hello, Robert Baldwin. What's up? Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. You too, Karen. Be safe. Nicole, I'll show you Kissimmee in a hot second. Nothing in Leesburg yet, Jonathan. Jonathan, let's do some Leesburg real quick. But if you're just joining me, it's 7:39, Facebook, YouTube, Fox Local. Pine Hills rating hard. Appreciate that comment. So here's the area for storms tonight. Nothing in Leesburg yet. I'll show you that in a second. Shaded in yellow is where there'll be storms through 9 o'clock. Outside of that area, I don't think there's much for tonight. We're going to do this again over the next few days. While I have a lot of you on here watching, I'll show you the 7-day before we go back to the radar. Look at this 7-day. Tomorrow's also an impact day because there's going to be a lot of storms again, many of which will be severe. So we issue these impact days not to scare you, but to inform you. We've got 2 thresholds of alert days: a impact day and a weather alert day, storm alert day, being the more severe of the two. So tomorrow is not the worst of the two. Now, Saturday, Sunday, there'll be a lot of storms in the afternoon. Monday in particular, we have not had a chance to talk about this. And before some of you click off on Facebook, YouTube, Fox Local, I want you to hear this out. Monday is a day where there is a lot to talk about. So let me see if I still have it pulled up here. Monday, here is the odds. Let me show this to you. I have this still pulled up. So this is the historical probability of tornadoes, which on Monday, so basically this is a plot that says we look at the atmosphere, how it's projected to be on Monday, and go back and tell us what happened historically. And about 60% of 50 to 60% of the time there were tornadoes where you see these pixels in central Florida. And one of the analogs, meaning one of the events that's similar, was this event in April of 2005, excuse me. And the triangles on here are hail, the blue is wind damage, and the big black ones are tornadoes and significant hail. And that's the number 2 ranked analog, similar to Monday, is an event that produced several tornadoes in the Orlando area, several significant damaging winds, and some very large hail. So Monday is a day. We haven't had a really chance to dig into that yet, but I just want you to be aware that Monday, as this pattern breaks, there'll be a lot of rain everywhere, and probably the highest chance for severe storms out of these next few is Monday. So in a sense, today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday is a little bit more above the average run-of-the-mill, and Monday is kind of the final shebang of some big thunderstorms. That's the view from Lake Mary tonight. Here's the air delays. We still have a ground stop at MCO until 7:45. There's the view from our radar tower, and peak wind gusts, if you're just joining me today, at least as of 10 minutes ago, got to 55 miles an hour in Oak Hill, 45 at the Kennedy Space Center, 41 at Apopka, and 38 so far at MCO. Let's go back to do some radar tracking. A few of you have asked about Leesburg, for example. So Leesburg, yeah, there's actually been nothing today. It didn't even rain today, and it's not going to. Here's the rain so far today. I'll zoom it out. You see a lot of areas in yellow, over 2 inches of rain. Look at that. Right here near Lake Mary, San Lando, 2+ inches of rain. I'll turn off the lightning right now. This is the rain so far today. 2+ inches there. How about that? Come over here towards Ocoee and Paradise Hills and Fullers, right off of Clark Road, 2.3 inches of rain today. So yeah, that's a huge help. We'll go over here towards Volusia County, Florida Shores, Edgewater. Look at these rain totals. Right off of West Indian River Boulevard, 4 inches of rain today. Bethune Beach, 3 inches of rain. Florida Shores, 2.9. So this was decent rain today. And it is Thursday. That means the drought monitor gets updated. It actually got worse. Despite the showers the last few days, we've seen the extreme drought now expand. We've got this huge area here of extreme drought. So the rain deficit has actually grown since last week. And it's going to help these next few days with rain, but this will be a problem again towards the end of the month because especially areas that don't get a lot of rain these next few days, the drought's going to get worse. And this is the biggest drought in 25 years now in Florida. Look at this huge area of extreme drought. Basically all of South Florida and then a chunk of Central Florida in that red, all in extreme drought as of today. So that's another story to track. So here's the live radar right now. No active severe thunderstorm warnings. Things are tracking to the east. Somebody, I believe Nicole, asked about Kissimmee. So let's go into the Kissimmee area. I'll put a tracker on this for you. Tell you what, this guy's moving, I believe, south at about 20 miles an hour. So let's put a track on this. Track the leading edge of the thunderstorm here. Probably something like that. So Union Park about 746, Animal Kingdom 747. Let me extend this out to the further out in time here. Let's do this towards let's start this with the airport. So there could be another ground stop at MCO. The Kissimmee area, Nicole, probably about 8:24. You see the time there. The Kissimmee area, but probably nothing too bad. Just some decent storms, nothing severe in Kissimmee. It's the stuff up by Winter Park and Sanford that could turn severe. The Bithlo area, at least the start of the big rain, thunder and lightning and downpours and wind about 8:13. So about a half hour, just under that. Lake Nona about 8:15. So that's the latest trackers of this squall line of storms. Nothing severe right now, which is good news. Look at some of the velocity data here. Turn off the lightning. Not seeing anything spinning. Shear rate. yeah, there's nothing of concern. I mean, there's a little bit of faint spin, but nothing much. Hail, there's a couple areas of small hail here, one near Lockhart, one up in Lake Mary, one by Lake Jessup, one over Osteen, and then an area of hail over here up by Oak Hill and Edgewater. If we're going to get a new thunderstorm warning, it'd probably be for this storm here heading towards Oviedo. You can see this hail core here tracking this way. Put the radar on, you can see. But it's probably small hail, nothing all that too significant. So let's put the radar into future mode here. This is the next 2 hours. So here's how things will play out. Notice these storms will drift to the east. So areas like the airport, Titusville, still by 9:46 would be tracking these storms. This is actually driven by artificial intelligence. It's thundering by the airport. Thank you for that. It'll be thundering again at the airport. You see, note the time at the top left of your screen, whatever you're watching on. The airport, probably about 8:30, 8:45, and then it's gone by 10. But areas up by Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, you'll still have this convective line to come through by 10 o'clock. So out by Cocoa Beach, Satellite Beach, 10 to 11 p.m., you'll still have some thunder and storms going on that could be severe. It's thundering by the airport, Nancy. Thanks for that. Watching from Connecticut. Hello. Jared Washburn. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man? What's going on? How's Melbourne doing? It's doing good, I think. It's doing pretty good. Probably about 11 o'clock to midnight, you'll get some more down there in Melbourne. I was just in Melbourne a few weeks ago. I love Cocoa Beach. That's my favorite beach. So it's up from Melbourne. Shouts to Melbourne, Gerald Washburn. Love, 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 love Cocoa Beach. That is my fave beach in Central Florida. Blue skies here. Send the rain back, Robert. If I could control the weather, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be retired and on a beach. Fortunately, I haven't developed that superpower yet. What's up, Jonathan? How are you? How are you? How are you? All right, so there's the view right now. We'll keep an eye on these storms for the next little while, but I think we've passed probably the peak severity of these storms for tonight. Let me give you a bigger update now. Look to our north. There's a lot more thunderstorms in the Tennessee Valley. A lot of thunderstorm warnings today up in West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, into North Carolina. Now, this mess back here is going to be our weekend weather. Look at all these big thunderstorms in South Texas. All of this is going to form into a low over here, and then we'll track up this way, and that'll help push a lot of tropical moisture into Florida as we head into the weekend. And we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let me give you back some cameras. That's Lake Mary Tower. This is the radar. Getting a little ominous, getting a little dark action there. Now, I want to show you the port camera. That one looks pretty good. What's the Thunder Truck doing? No, it's offline, sadly. Let's look at the port camera. Look at the port camera. Yeah, look at that. A little shelfie. It's called a shelf cloud. Yeah, this is commonly mistaken for tornadoes and a wall cloud. And so, you see that shelf there? You see that there? Can you see the mouse? Oh, I zoomed in the camera. You see where the mouse is? See this? This is the shelf cloud. So what this is the surge of rain-cooled air. And cool air is more dense than warm air, so cool air undercuts the warm air. So if you opened your freezer in the middle of July, all that cold air goes to the bottom of your kitchen, and it undercuts the warm air, and it pushes the warm air up. As that happens, the warm air it creates like a little, it's called a horizontal convective roll type thingy. It rolls up over the bubble of leading edge of cold air, and it creates that rolled cloud. Looks really dark and ominous. Then you get those little, for lack of better terminology, you get the little finagles, little doohickeys, little strands and striations. You see those little trailers. They look like jellyfish sometimes. Those little clouds on the bottom. They're called scud clouds, actually, but people mistake those for tornadoes and funnel clouds. A tornado would form from what's called a wall cloud. It would look 10 times scarier and more defined than this. It's attached to the thunderstorm. It's got a flat edge, and the whole thing would be rotating. That's a shelf cloud. It's just a surge of rain and cold air. So when that goes over your head, you get the big wind and the gusts. So those little things in the bottom there, those are not funnel clouds from Port Canaveral. So a little meteorology lesson from you right there. But still an ominous view. I mean, they can look really scary, but they often get mistaken for funnel clouds and tornadoes. Let's look at the downtown cams because it's rocking and rolling down there. That's from the SunTrust camera. This is downtown. I believe I've got the downtown camera. Actually, maybe I don't. Hang on a second. SunTrust West. Let's pull that one up here. Yeah, thunderstorming. Look at that. You can't see anything. Stugats, zero, zilch, nada. You can't even see anything. Let me see if the camera zoomed in. SunTrust West. Zoom this out. Yeah, you can't see anything. It's raining so hard. Yeah, so we were zoomed in a little bit, but yeah, it's pouring down there. Looking around, yeah, you see big rain, a little bit of slow go of things on I-4 down there. Let me pull up our SunTrust North camera. Spin that around back to the north, and oh yeah, you can see it. It's coming on in. Big time. Big time for sure. Let me look at the Daytona camera. I'll pull that up right now for you. Getting pretty good. Let's look out over the water. Ooh, might actually be a water spout out there. Yeah, I thought there may have been a water spout earlier off of Volusia County. But yeah, I'm not tracking that anymore. All right, so let me give you an update for the next few days quickly. So here's the radar one more time. Zoomed in. We're not seeing anything severe right now. We'll keep an eye on this, but I think the rest of the night, most of this is strong and sub-severe through this evening. So here was the severe threat today. Turn off the warnings. A second. There you go. So this was the severe threat today. Here it is tomorrow. It's not major, but it's enough to have a few severe storms. Here it is Saturday. So we've got 3 days in a row there could be some severe thunderstorm warnings. And I will bring you to the Fox model. So we'll play this forward. So notice through the evening tonight things will fizzle on the East Coast. Probably by 10, I would say. Madison Fry from Edgewater, what's going on? So tomorrow, dry in the morning. By the afternoon, we're going to do the exact same thing again. Some spots will see severe hail and some wind. 7 o'clock. It'll just go a little later tomorrow. Here's 9. There could even be a second wave that redevelops. And then things will wind down by 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow. Can you give a shout out to Chelsea Frigo Gary? Of course. Well, I love you for watching. I appreciate you. We're trying to grow a following here at Fox 35. So tell your friends this is your home for no-nonsense weather. Appreciate that. What's up, Ted Gary? Chelsea Gary. What's up, Chelsea? How are you? Shouts. Big shout out. What's up, Robert Baldwin, the Cloud? So we're on Fox Local. We're on our Facebook, we're on our YouTube. Our Fox Local stream is going to end at 55 on the nose, so I will leave up the 7-day for the final 60 seconds. We do the same thing tomorrow. We'll do the same thing Saturday, the same thing Sunday. Monday's a day there could be a lot of rain everywhere, and the strongest storms of this period are Monday. Could even be some tornadoes Monday. We'll keep an eye on that as we get closer. Then after this, the pattern changes after Tuesday, and we go back to sunny, hot, and dry for a while. So this is not the start of the rainy season. This is just an unusual 6-day period in an otherwise dry, long-term pattern. So starting next Wednesday, it's sunny, hot, dry, and the weather gets boring again. Nothing eventful. So that's what we'll track for next week. I'll see you in the News Edge at 8 and again 10 and 11 o'clock. For now, appreciate you watching on Fox Local, YouTube, and Facebook. I will see you later tonight at the News Edge at 10. We'll talk much more about tomorrow and the weather on Monday. Have a great night.